First-time home buyers love fixer-uppers until this happens.
Home, but a young family says the near $500,000 house they bought turned into an absolute nightmare.
Most fixer-upper nightmares for first-time home buyers can be avoided.
It was a pristine home. We were so excited.
The excitement didn't last long.
But here's the thing, they don't ask themselves these questions that you're gonna learn right here in this video. Let's get right into it. So question number one is going to be, did I compare costs between me doing it and someone else doing it? Now, I know that your time is valuable and you have to really ask yourself, do I have the time to make this project happen? Do I have the money to make this project happen? And did I double check the numbers as well? A lot of people don't know that before you buy a home, before you even go under contract, you can bring whoever you want to look at these properties. It's okay to view a home and set up 3 different showings and have one contractor come with you during each of those showings. This is before you put in an offer. That way you can actually be on top of them about what the cost is going to be, what those quotes are going to come out to. That way your numbers match what they have as well. Now, when you do this gives you an idea of how much it's actually going to cost you, what the time frame is going to end up being as well too. Keep in mind, these contractors, they or the people they work with do this type of work almost every single day. They're full-time, they're part-time. They've done it much more than you have. So if you're doing something for the first time, if you've never laid tile before, but then you saw it on HGTV and you said, oh, I can do that. If you are trying to get your basement redone and you saw that your friend did it and you say, you know what, we can do that too. Again, anything can be done, but you can either have someone perform the open heart surgery as a doctor that does it all the time, or you can perform the open heart surgery if you want to for the first time, okay? And then even if you do all that, you know what you say, you know what? I have the money, I have the time, I have the budget, everything's looking good. Is it going to come out right? Okay, just because you know how to color in the lines, what is the last final art piece going to come out looking like? Okay, and then you end up wasting all that money. Now, I'm not trying to talk you out of a fixer-upper. Hopefully, that's not what people are getting out of this video. What I'm saying is make sure that you know what to expect as far as the time, the materials, essentially comparing that cost to a professional doing it as well. Next thing you have to ask yourself is, can you physically do the work? Sometimes we see how things are going to go, but then we don't have all the materials. We don't know that we're going to be bending down, may hurt our backs. We don't know that we can't reach certain things. Now we got to get the ladder. So there may be some things outside of it as well too, and where physically you're not able to do it, or it may lead to something else where you start off with a paint job, but then it ends up being paint and electrical. You start off with a plumbing situation, but then it ends up you need someone to go into flooring and things of that sort. So make sure you know what that entire job scope is going to take from you as well. The next thing you want to ask yourself, do you have the right loan? A lot of times people will try to buy a fixer-upper and they'll have a regular FHA loan. You can't do that with a regular FHA loan. Technically you can. However, now you're going to be using your own money. That essentially means that the house met FHA standards. They gave you the money and they say, hey, have a nice day. And then those repairs or that fixer-upper work that you want to do is going to come out of your pocket. Okay. But another loan that does exist is what they call a 203K, an FHA 203K. There's also a conventional loan that's like that as well too. A lot of banks have different names for them and things of that sort, but conventional has a very similar loan to that as well too. Okay. So, but for example, a 203K works like this. It gives you a set limit, usually is anywhere between 35,000 to 50,000, depending on how much the property is and how much work you're trying to do. And if you want to go streamline or not. I don't want to go too deep into detail, but tell your lender that, hey, I want a pre-approval for a regular home that's retail ready, okay? But I also want a pre-approval for me to get what they call, I want to do some renovations to the property. I want something similar to a FHA 203K or an FHA 203K if you're already FHA, okay? And so then they'll let you know exactly what that's going to be, what you can and what you cannot do. Most of those loans do not allow basketball goals, luxury items, hot tubs, swimming pools, stuff like that. It's usually going to be, hey, I'm tired of the way this bathroom is looking. I want to refresh it, renovate it completely. It's really all about renovation, but not luxury items, okay? That loan will allow you to do that and where it's already in there. And it breaks it down into what they call a draw. So essentially, let's say, for example, you see a property, you want to use your 203K, the FHA 203K loan. They give you 30 to 35,000 to work on that particular property, okay? And how they make it work is, let's say, for example, your contractor says, hey, this job is going to take about $25,000. The bank does not just give you 25,000. Okay, what they do is you close on the house, then they go ahead and they allocate the money into draws. Okay, and so if it ends up being 20 to 25,000, and then let's say, okay, break it down into phases. So phase one, I'm going to do this for you. Phase two, I'm going to do this for you. And how it works is the bank is going to actually give you the money after the contractor has done the work. Okay, so some contractors actually either need to have a line of credit or money themselves to essentially finance the deal or float the deal, get the work done, pay their people, get the materials, whatever needs to be done, and then wait till the bank approves it in order for them to get paid. So if the contractor's not able to do that, then you must be able to float that and buy the materials at minimum. Okay, do not pay the contractor up front. I strongly do not recommend that at all. So you most definitely want to make sure that you get them the materials, they do the job, you schedule the inspection for the bank to come out, the bank pays you, you pay the person, and you keep doing that until all phases are done. Okay, and then if you don't want to go that route, you can also go with what they call a hard money loan, or more of an extensive rehab loan, an investor's type loan. Now, an investor's type loan is usually made for bigger projects, like if you're flipping the entire project, if you're trying to sell it. And some people even do this when they're buying a property, rehabbing it, and then they want to rent it out, and then they just refinance it because they got it with a rehab loan. Most rehab loans are usually 6-month loans, 12-month loans, a year and a half, something like that. It's not very long. It's literally just for you to use their money to flip the property or get the renovations done, and then you close everything out. You exit that loan by simply refinancing that loan into a conventional or into an FHA loan as well. Okay, so make sure that you have the right loan type for what you're trying to do. And if you don't want to do any of these things, keep in mind you can always hire a professional, and you can pay them in cash, payment plan, put on a credit card, however you want to do it, personal loan style, however you want to do it. And in that way, at least you know it's going to get done right, and you just go through the actual process of looking those people up, getting those quotes, and then breaking it down like that instead of finding yourself in a fixer-upper nightmare. Okay, so if you like this video, you're most definitely going to love the next one, and I'll see you there.